Security is central to the UK Government's plan for change. The Border Security Command aims to coordinate efforts to dismantle criminal gangs which prey on the desperation of those seeking a safe haven. At a time of the last general election, over 122 million people were forcibly displaced worldwide, fleeing persecution and conflict, violence and human rights violations. Many risk dangerous channel crossings out of desperation, relying on smugglers and criminal networks. These are not journeys of choice, but of desperation. Men, women and children seeking safer shores. In 2024, 73 people died attempting the crossing, more than the previous 6 years combined. Boats are more crowded, averaging 53 people per vessel, up from 13 in 2020. The Scottish Government does not condone illegal activity and supports efforts to disrupt criminal networks. Measures such as enhanced data sharing and new offences can help, but must be implemented with care. Strong oversight, safeguards and respect for privacy are due process and are essential. Strengthening border security is legitimate, but it must not criminalise those fleeing war and persecution. While we support sanctions for serious crimes like human trafficking, breaching immigration rules alone should not result in criminalisation. Many arriving in small boats are vulnerable individuals seeking safety. Detention and prosecution should always be a last resort. Presiding Officer, this bill must be matched by the expansion of safe and legal routes, such as refugee resettlement, family reunion and humanitarian pathways. Amnesty have said safe routes save lives, and the Scottish Refugee Council have called this bill a missed opportunity. Enforcement will not resolve the crisis alone. We must address the root cause and protect the most vulnerable. As a founding signatory to the Refugee Convention, the UK has a moral and legal duty to uphold its principles. I welcome the Equalities, Human Rights and Civil Justice Committee's report on this LCM and its recommendation that this Parliament consents to the relevant provisions in the bill. The committee highlighted stakeholder concerns about the age declaration forms and called for the reassurance that we are working with the UK Government to mitigate risks for unaccompanied asylum-seeking children. We've engaged with the UK Government and understand that these forms are currently used in Kent, not Scotland. We will continue to monitor this issue. The Scottish Government remains committed to supporting those who come to Scotland in search of safety and to ensure that implementation of the bill reflects our values and respect for human rights. The Lord Advocate, as head of the Crown Office and Procurator Fiscal Service, has published instructions for prosecutors when considering the prosecution of a person who is or appears to be the victim of human trafficking and exploitation. The Scottish Government enacted the Human Trafficking and Exploitation Scotland Act 2015, which provides support where there are reasonable grounds to believe that an adult is a victim of human trafficking. This support can include accommodation, medical care, legal services and psychological support. Alongside support services provided to child victims by local authorities, the Scottish Government funds Guardianship Scotland to provide support to unaccompanied children in Scotland who have been trafficked or who are vulnerable to being exploited. We facilitate refugee integration through the New Scots Refugee Integration Strategy, delivered in partnership with COSLA and the Scottish Refugee Council. We also provide tailored support through Scotland's Migration Service, helping people to navigate a complex immigration system, understand their rights and access services, and build stable lives. Presiding Officer, in moving this motion, I recommend the Parliament's consent to the relevant provisions in the bill as amended, while recognising the UK Government's efforts to combat organised immigration crime. The Scottish Government reaffirms its commitment to those fleeing persecution and urges the UK Government to expand available safe and legal routes to sanctuary.